Hi, my name is Susan Depew Bradford, and I have been the project director for the Missouri Student Survey since approximately 2010, I believe. I want to talk to the coalitions directly today a little bit about the Missouri Student Survey and how communities can promote that to their school. So let's talk about the Missouri Student Survey in your community. There is my contact information at the bottom. I know this is a recording, so if you need to get a hold of me, email is the very best way to get a hold of me. Today, I want to talk to you just very briefly about the Missouri Student Survey. I understand you don't have a ton of time, so this is going to be the high-level overview, but then I really want to spend the bulk of the time with you hearing from some people that are actually working out in the community right now. They are the experts. I want them to have the bulk of the time. And then finally, let's just have a little preview of some data products. I'm anticipating showing these on the screen for approximately 20 seconds, knowing that you are watching a video. So if you would like to pause that screen and look as long as you like, you are welcome to do so. So what is the Missouri Student Survey? This is a biannual survey of students 6th through 12th grade covering a variety of topics. As you can see, it's substance use, bullying, mental health, risk and protective factors, and other information. This is administered on even numbered years, so 2020, 2022, 2024, etc. It is administered online at absolutely no cost to the school districts. We primarily target public school districts, but if private districts are interested in participating, we'd love to have them. So once the districts take the survey, the results are given back to the districts for participating districts. The data is kept confidential. The data is aggregated. We will never, ever, ever give out individual student level data. We do give the districts their own data back, assuming that they have at least enough students so the students can't be individually identified. But we will not release the district data publicly without written permission from the district. What the data that we report publicly is either county level data for those counties that have more than one district in them, and then of course state level data. And typically we have about 100,000 students every year participate from about 250 districts. There are some core questions which you can see online. There are also optional modules. They have to be registered prior to the survey start date, but I can work with that if school districts contact me directly. There is some questions about sexual identity. I understand these have been a little political. That's where we ask out students what their gender identity and sexual orientation are. The feds ask us to do this. They are our funders, so we are asking school districts to do it. However, all they have to do is say no, or even if they just skip asking that question during the registration, they just don't answer it. Unless we get a positive yes, you can include these information, then we will not include those questions on the survey. Then they can also pick up to 2 additional modules. You can see the list there currently. Because this is things that schools that are opting in, if there's a particular hot topic that your coalition is interested in, let me know and I can add that in, and then your districts can choose to opt into those or not. Why do we do this? It's a lot of effort, and we do it because data-driven decision-making is so incredibly important to getting the outcomes that we want. And to do that, we have to have the data. And the Missouri Student Survey is an excellent data resource. In addition, it does help us bring in the money. All of the federal grants are going to require some of the questions that are on the survey. So we want to make sure that we have that data available even before we start thinking about writing grants, because then we've got a nice track record when we do want to do that. And that's not just grants from us in the state. Communities can ask for grants as well. You'll hear from a DFC recipient here in a minute. It also demonstrates success, which is important to our funders, but so much more importantly, it's important to our communities. Our communities want to know that what we're doing is helpful and it's working. And so to have that data really will help keep communities active and engaged. Finally, just because I've had a few questions of this lately, We never sell the data. This is for our prevention community. This is not being sold to big businesses or anything else. This is to help us in our prevention work. Now let's hear from Lily, who is a coalition leader, talking about why she uses the Missouri Student Survey data.
Hi, my name is Lily Schleiser. I'm project coordinator for the All in Clayton Coalition. We are a community initiative that works to prevent and address underage substance misuse here in the city of Clayton. We utilize the Missouri Student Survey data all the time in our work. It is a valuable tool that provides essential insights into the mental and behavioral health and well-being of our state's youth. This survey plays a pivotal role in understanding the challenges that our students face and tailoring effective interventions to support their needs. I have worked in substance misuse prevention for 10 years, and this data and the insights it provides has been pivotal in my work. Frankly, the Missouri Student Survey is helping those of us in prevention to save lives. The data from this survey allows us to identify early warning signs in behavioral and mental health that are specific to the populations we serve. We are able to address both individual and environmental factors that can lead to substance use, self-harm, and suicide. The Missouri Student Survey allows all of us working to help youth to make evidence-based, informed decisions. Informed policy and resource allocation requires reliable data. The Missouri Student Survey provides a data-driven understanding of the state of mental health and substance use among Missouri youth. This data allows us to make informed decisions on where to allocate resources, implement targeted programs, and develop effective policies to improve health outcomes for young Missourians. The Missouri Student Survey also helps me to measure the impact of the initiatives and strategies we implement in our community. The survey serves as a valuable tool to assess the effectiveness of our efforts over time. Our primary funding source, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, relies on this data to ensure that dollars spent in our community are having the highest impact. Without this data, the future of our funding and the efficacy of our work is in question. We use this data to ensure effectiveness and contribute overall to the field of substance use prevention science. The data from the survey also helps us to build community support around our initiatives. We use the data to educate community members, parents, district staff, and students on how they can make an impact on underage substance use here in Clayton. The Missouri Student Survey provides critical insight for preventionists like myself, for school districts, for state leadership and legislators. By addressing substance use issues early on through the initiatives informed by the Missouri Student Survey, we can mitigate the long-term social and economic costs associated with substance misuse and disorders. Particularly now, with the vaping epidemic, the legalization of retail cannabis, and the mental health impacts of the pandemic, this data is more crucial to our community than ever. Please support the Missouri Student Survey.
Next, let's hear from Jessica Lucas at Prevention Consultants on how her schools benefit from the Missouri Student Survey.
Hi, I'm Jessica Lucas with Prevention Consultants of Missouri, and our communities and school districts use the Missouri Student Survey in a variety of ways. Some of them use it to write grants, to direct their strategic plans, or to justify new positions within the school district that they didn't know they previously needed. The Missouri Student Survey also allows us to use our resources effectively. We can do this because we know which substances are a problem and why they may be a problem in that specific area. We can then use evidence-based interventions and evidence-based prevention strategies to target those specific substances and those specific behaviors.
Next, Molly is going to talk to us about a helpful way to frame the data when talking to schools and communities.
Hi, my name is Molly and I'm with the FCC Behavioral Health Prevention Resource Center. When talking to schools about the Missouri Student Survey, I find it very important to talk to them about framing. The same number can be presented in very different ways. So for example, if their survey results show that 18% of students drank alcohol within the past 30 days, they can also say that 82% of students did not drink alcohol. Carefully framing the Missouri Student Survey can keep the public on the side of the school and recognize all of their achievements.
Finally, we'll hear from Margot Mueller at First Call about how her coalitions use the Missouri Student Survey.
I'm Margot, the Director of Prevention Services at First Call, and our coalitions find the Missouri Student Survey data helpful in creating a strategic plan. They utilize the data to determine top areas of focus, to identify strategies for implementation, and to evaluate their work. Not only is this data used to identify top areas of focus, but it also can be used to identify the risk and protective factors that are contributing to those needs. Missouri Student Survey data paves a way for a coalition to develop a clear plan of action that ensures achievable outcomes in overall coalition sustainability.
Well, that's it for me talking, but we're going to close out with about 20 seconds each of some various products your local community members have developed.